Notre Dame held its annual Irish Invasion camp inside the Irish Athletics Center on Friday evening. Blue and Gold was in attendance for this camp. And Blue and Gold's Mike Singer and Kyle Kelly here to talk about it. Folks, please do hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the Blue and Gold YouTube channel for more content. And head to blueandgold.com for more analysis, more intel, and more interviews with these prospects about their time on campus. Kyle, we're going to talk about some top performers, then just discuss the camp in general. But if you had to ask me, Mike, who was the overall the best looking prospect at this camp, it was Asley Brown, the elite running back from Mississippi.
He, with his performance and the gear he moved at, just really met the standard of the Irish running back room. Headline, and established by Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price. Talking to him afterward, it's pretty apparent that he's a top target for Jaywan Sider. You could see with just the level of quickness and cut that he displayed at Irish Invasion why he's such a big target for the staff.
Yeah, next up, Kyle, CJ Craig James from Alabama.
Yeah, one of the top prospects in the 28 class, a top 100 overall player in the South, making it up to Notre Dame. You could see why. Really good player. We didn't really get to see him in one-on-ones, but really showed great ball skills, tremendous reach, and you could just, don't want to keep overusing the term passing the eye test, but like he was one of those guys that did with the way he moved and his confidence during drills. And I think this is someone who could be a top target for Notre Dame based on the way he performed on Friday night.
Yeah, Javante Eldridge.
Yeah, I saw Eldridge back in March in Fort Wayne, and he's made a lot of strides since then and looked way more confident in his frame and can really see why Charles Power has him in the Rivals 300. Doesn't have a Notre Dame offer yet, or at least he hasn't really reported one yet. But I think this is a guy who, with the way he performed at Irish Invasion, there's always guys down like Irish Invasion participants that maybe don't get offers right away, but they do so down the road. And I think Eldridge could be one of those guys.
I'm going to go through several of the guys that I thought were really good. I was focused on the offensive skill players. Logan Lucero, there was a group of about 7 or 8 quarterbacks, strong crop for sure. Lucero was one of the 29 quarterbacks who came in with an offer from the Irish. Very quick release. I thought he was an outstanding looking prospect. And Sam Fongtalia from, I believe he's originally from Utah. Now he's playing his high school ball in South Forsyth in Georgia. Like just a very confident, twitchy mover, throws with confidence. So Kale and Logan Lucero are 2 of Notre Dame's, I believe, 3 quarterback offers in the 29 class. We got to see them. I thought both were outstanding. Chase Grove was the only 2028 passer there, in a group that was, the rest of them were 2029s. And Grove was fantastic. And, I could see a situation where if Notre Dame doesn't get a 2028 quarterback, this summer, Grove could be an offer guy into the fall. And then Lord Malik Hiru, an all-time name from Virginia, another 2029 passer. I believe he's running the 4.5s at some of these camps going into his junior year. So he'll be one to watch for the Irish. Notre Dame's not offered him yet. Not a super highly coveted wide receiver group for right now. I think a lot of those prospects just don't want to camp anymore. But I thought Barrett Price from Hoover, Alabama was the best looking. I wouldn't be surprised if Notre Dame ends up offering him. And then, as always, at these Notre Dame Irish Invasion camps, the tight end group is really strong. Theo Schott from Zionsville, my first time seeing him. He looks like one of the best tight ends in the country. You see the picture of him here. He on his Rivals profile, he looks more like a wide receiver. You see him in person, like, okay, he's definitely put on the added mask, so where he looks more like a tight end. Grant Bowen, just a tremendous athlete. He's the #1 athlete according to the Rivals industry ranking. And then I thought Trey Euler, 6'6", 220, kind of, gives you a little bit, bigger at this stage than Titus Hawk last year, but just with that height, you can just see that he does move a little bit different, to use one of your terms, Kyle, at the tight end position. So Yeah, that was I've covered Irish Invasion 5 times now, and I will say the talent was good. Um, I liked that there was about, I mean, Kyle, if it I would say there's probably like, I don't know, 60 or so, maybe 70 prospects there. In years past, it's double that, and they go 3 fields. On Friday, they just used the 1 field in the indoor, because it was going to rain, then it didn't end up raining during the camp, and then some of the tight ends went to the 2nd field. But, so there were some differences, less prospects, but it was a little disappointing that we did not get to see one-on-ones. So I was tasked to watch the skill guys, but I did not get to watch the defensive backs. That's why I mentioned those guys, because I was waiting to see them in one-on-ones because they're on the other side of the field and we were stuck up in the second level looking down. That's why all these videos you guys watching this video are from that angle. And there was, a bunch of parents up there. There was, not a lot of room up there, so it was frustrating. Still, it was a great crop of prospects. Love the quarterback group. Aisley Brown was fantastic. The tight ends were outstanding, and for the offensive line review, Tyler James did that article.
Yeah, good on Tyler James for being down there where the offensive line, because just to mention where we were at, our view was kind of restricted from fully seeing the wide receivers, the defensive backs, and at least for me, the offensive line. So that's why it felt like my reporting was a little bit incomplete. But um, you know, these are some of the guys that I just felt confident about just watching them through positional drills, which is primarily what we saw or was all positional work. And that I just felt like we're kind of moving at a different
Yeah,
gear. So,
yeah.
um, yeah, 75 prospects on hand, about 15 blue chip talents. And I know you had your crop of guys, and I had 10 or so eye catchers, and happy for everyone to check out that complete and comprehensive list at Blue and Gold.
Yep. So go ahead and do that at blueandgold.com. Hit the thumbs up on this video if you have not done so yet. Of course, subscribe to blueandgold.com. And as always, folks, we will catch you next time.